this video, I'm going to show you how to make beef tallow from brisket trimmings. Let's get into it. So while you trim a brisket, you're going to end up with a lot of fat that you don't want on your brisket for your cook. Now you'll also end up trimming some good meat as well, but this video is going to be specific to focus on the fat trimmings and how we can make that into beef tallow. There's plenty of options for what you can do with that good meat that comes off the brisket trimmings as well. Turn it into some burger or whatever else you might get creative doing. But for this one, like I said, we'll focus on how to create beef tallow. So during the trimming process, some of the chunks of trimmings will be all fat, while some are going to be meat and fat. And so what I did here is separate those two categories and then go through some of the pieces that had a little bit of meat as well as that larger chunk of fat, and either pull it off or cut the fat away from the rest of the meat, leaving us with just the fat. So I like to put all of the fat into a foil pan, whatever the appropriate size is. This one was maybe a little small for the amount of fat that we had, so some sat on top of each other, which isn't really a big deal, but ideally you'll want to limit that overlap to ease the rendering process a little bit. So once you've collected these fat trimmings, you've got it all in this foil pan, just throw that pan into the cooker while you slowly cook your brisket. Now here I let this brisket cook overnight, so the next morning I collected the first bit of top tallow. I pulled out many of the big pieces of fat that could still cook down a little, so you're going to need something to catch the pour. In this case, I have a mason jar. You'll also want a filter to filter the rendered fat through as well. For this case, I just used a coffee filter. And then just pour that liquid gold into the filter at a rate that allows for some drip into the jar. And you want to make sure not to overfill that filter. Do this until you've collected all of the rendered fat, and then put those fat pieces back into the foil pan and back onto the grill to continue to render. Now some people do this 2, maybe 3 times during a cook to maximize the amount of tallow that they're able to get in this process. But the process stays the same each time. Render some fat, pour it through the filter into the mason jar, and then move on. And so this is the end result after putting that liquid gold through the filter into this mason jar and then eventually storing it in the fridge. I like to store mine in the fridge because it ends up lasting longer. Obviously, you can use this for all sorts of things included in the cooking process, essentially anything you would use butter or oil for. So that's a real quick video on how you can make beef tallow from brisket fat trimmings. Any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and also go ahead and subscribe to the channel where we cover all things barbecue. Have a good one.